Now, there we go. What is going on, everybody? It is the one and only Q here from Retro Q Gaming. Now, what we are going to do is, well, I'm going to send out some tweets, some memes, some everything as we do. Let me see. PC Gaming Show. Hopefully this loads correctly, and it does. Beautiful. That's it. So, also, first off, I just want to say that we do have a great Max Payne remix that it sounds like. It doesn't sound like the original version, or at least maybe not the regular game version. So, and right as I said that, it swaps to Hearthstone or something along those lines. Anyway. A bit rushed here, guys. Let me get going. So what is going on, everybody? It is the one and only Q here from Retro Q Gaming, back in effect as always, and here we are with our PC gaming show, the most important thing we have this year, because, well, let's face it, the Microsoft showcase of next gen was a bust. The PlayStation showcase was pretty much a bust as well. So now we have the glorious PC gaming master race has to step up and take responsibility in order to... Wait a minute. No, the song sounded familiar, but I've never played Hearthstone. But anyway, it's up to them to save gaming in 2020. Now we have the... What do we expect this time? Well, there's a lot we have to unpack here for... hey, shout out to Team Hospital in the background. A lot we have to unpack here in the PC Gaming Show of 2020. Of course, I want to give a glorious shout out to my co-host Frankie. Hit me up. But other than that, well, we've got plenty to worry about. Now, the most important thing is supposedly leaks, rumors, SteamDB and innuendo and all of that goodness has led us to believe, as well as some type of hint and tease and promotion by Atlus, have led us to believe that we will have Persona 4 Golden, and potentially even more than just Persona 4 Golden. Is that Quentin Tarantino? It is. But anyway, if all goes to plan, Persona 4 Golden, maybe even more, because they've hinted at more games. Could just ninja release straight away, right after this. Oh, I hear some Duke Nukem. Oh, just because we got some Duke.
Don't have time to play with myself.
But other than that, we expect to see a lot of stuff here. I think there's something like 50 plus games that they're going to show off. We might even have new hardware. Typically AMD and or Samsung will show up and talk about their new monitors, new GPUs, new CPUs. Who knows? Nvidia have been fairly strongly promoting all this stuff. Maybe we'll finally see the announcement of new RTX 3000 series GPUs. Oh, I have, don't worry Wes, I have full hope and full faith that one of the prime things they're going to show off during all this will be Mafia gameplay. I believe it. That's one of the things. Just, I believe it. Vote now in chat. What role do you main? Well, I main tank. I mean, I'm not voting in this poll, but we'll meme it up on our own one. But other than that, we're going to see a lot of stuff. We're going to see a lot of indie stuff, as always. We're going to see a lot of... what's the best way? Unfortunately, we're going to probably see a lot of Epic Games timed exclusive stuff because, well, Epic Games in 2020, am I right? We'll probably see a little bit from stuff that's already out. We might see along the lines of... what's that game called? Total War Saga Troy, or whatever it is, which has just recently released, of course, the whole Epic exclusivity thing. But I do love that they're showing so many good old games in this here, like Blade Runner, for example. We might even see Blade Runner, because there is a remastered version of Blade Runner coming later this year, after GOG worked with Scum VM to finally get the original up and running onto GOG. So other than the announcement, we haven't seen anything for Blade Runner, and the fact that they're showing Blade Runner here, in fact, they're showing a lot of these glorious old FMV point-and-click games as well, so that's pretty promising. You're a DPS. Ooh, why are you a damage per second? That's gonna be a yikes from me, dog. I'm all about my tank. Remember, the leader who stays in the rear takes it in the rear. That's why I'm always up front. But anyway, 9 minutes. What else do we have? There's plenty of stuff that's... See, now they're showing Max Payne as well. Well, this is Max Payne 2 specifically. But think about it, they're showing Max Payne 2. Will we see a new Max Payne game announced? My mind would explode if that was the case, because Max Payne is an amazing franchise. The first 2 games are legendary and borderline story masterpieces, and of course gameplay is amazing in them too, so that's promising. But then there's a bunch of other stuff. I'm sure we'll see stuff. They'll probably have more Baldur's Gate 3. We'll probably see a bunch of other stuff that we've never heard of, that has never been announced. See, the thing is with the PC gaming show, it's so much bigger and has such a much broader scope than consoles that it makes it very, very difficult to predict. The only thing that matters though is that Atlus bring Persona games to PC, which is likely going to happen today. If they announce that what they have been teasing is that whatever they announced yesterday, 13 Sentinels or whatever, that was announced yesterday as a separate thing. If they built up all of that for this, there will be war. If their announcement is just Catherine full body, there will be war. But SteamDB and many, many other things have said we're getting Persona 4 Golden Ninja released on Steam today, which would be amazing. Also, it's kind of rumored out there as well that there are more Fear games and Doom games, possibly even. Who even owns Fear anymore? I don't know. But what was the other one I was talking about a second ago? It escapes me. Best. Oh, this is best gaming mouse. MX500 from Logitech. Mickey from Castle of Illusion. Oh, game. Why are you doing this? But no, I forgot what I was saying. You know what? Prediction, right? An announcement of some type, be it through GOG, be it a remaster, or a remake, or a sequel, or someone could finally get their hands on the rights, the IPs, the licenses, and the source code, or even a proper new entry, assuming that a new entry is quality, of course. But No One Lives Forever 1 and 2, GOG. Maybe Steam. Some new magic new port. Also, since it is the PC gaming show, we rep Doom. We rep Doom because, of course, not Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal was still good, but we rep Doom 2016. Unfortunately, I don't have an OG Doom t-shirt, but it also is important to note that the shades are on standby. Also, there's Final Fantasy VII OG original version, because we all know it is a timed exclusive on PS4 for the remake, and the PC version will be glorious and suffer none of the problems that the PS4 version had. But yes, because Microsoft's future and Sony's future was not bright enough that they require shades, the PC gaming version must step up and see if these are worth donning. You've got some lofty goals and stuff to hit. Sony. PC. There's also... Oh, now I remember what the other one I was taught. There's also talk and theory. What setting do you care about most? Frame rate, obviously. That's all that matters. Oh, well, all of the above, basically. But there's talk that we will get a Ninja release, or possibly release date, but probably just a random Ninja release of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC tonight at this show. It's going to be about 2 hours long. We're 4 minutes and 25 seconds off from the start. But who knows? You know what? I'm going to open Steam right now. 1 second. It'll probably open ahead of this, so I'll need to... No, Steam. Okay. I'm just gonna move my Steam. Steam is now on another monitor, so Steam is ready. Don't be don't be dissing Frankie now. She's alright. There are two generally for the PC gaming show. There's two presenters. There's that what's his name? Day 9 or Day 1 guy, whatever his name is. He's not funny. He's just awkward. Yeah. But Frankie, she's a funny one. I dig that. She kind of looks like the Joker. I have weird and conflicting and deeply confusing feelings about that one. But still, we'll see. The important thing is, she's funny. She has the jokes. I still remember to this day her joke about Maneater last year. That was funny to me. Oh, well, unfortunately, Biz, you're going to find out about the other guy. There's also some special, secret, surprise, special guest co-host this year. So there will be a third one of some sort. Who knows, maybe it'll be Lord Gaben for all we know. But we'll have to wait probably just under 3 minutes and find out. But of course, the most important thing is that I do have... Oh, who is messaging me on Steam? Oh, I've got like 5 unread messages. Biz, this is you, isn't it? Oh, whoops. Hashtag doxed. Yeah, I was shitting all over. I mean, I agree with what you said there. I was shitting all over that stuff too with Demon's Souls. Because, of course, on consoles, you generally have to choose between visuals, frame rate, and resolution. You can't have all of the above because, well, they're consoles. But anyway, that's beside the point. What is the point is 2 minutes from now, we are going to achieve gaming greatness, perfection, Half-Life 3, Metal Gear Solid 1 full remake. We are going to see Grand Theft Auto 6, Fallout 5. We're going to see it all. We're going to see the brand new Doom. We're going to see a proper new StarCraft. Overwatch, World of Warcraft, both games will officially announce being cancelled. Call of Duty will be gone forever. Battlefield gone forever. EA shutting down, giving all their IPs to Worthwhile Studios. Everyone, this is the PC Gaming Show 2020. Remember that. They're even going to release, CD Projekt Red are going to release the original version of The Witcher 3 on PC. It's going to be the non-downgraded version they showed off. Ubisoft are going to come in. They are going to show off all of their stuff that over the years that they have downgraded to come to consoles. Even the fact that they had to downgrade the engine, therefore the PC version suffered. So we are going to have shine bright like a diamond, of course. We are going to have Ubisoft patching all their old games to look like they originally looked at. The Division, when they first showed it off, looks pretty much like what PS5 games look like now. You know why? Because PC could do that back then. And they're going to do that. We'll be able to do that. We'll be able to patch it in as well. The Division, Watch Dogs, there's probably a bunch of other stuff. Rainbow Six Siege, that was in there too. But anyway, I am getting beside myself and I need to take a quick drink because we are 20 seconds out. And then, well, don't let me down, Frankie. I believe in you. I had to kind of rush to do all this today. I had to basically rush home after work. Stuff my face as quick as possible in order to make this. It's going to be worth it though. It's absolutely going to be worth it. It's funny, The Witcher, CD Projekt, 2007. I remember when that launched. I remember buying it. Not for me, but as a present. But of course, PC games back then, you can install them on as many computers as you want using the same CD key. But here we go. What are we going to open up with? Let's open long, open strong. Open strong. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, this is us, lads.
As you guys can see, I'm missing my left eye.
Truly next level.
There is a community that I am a part of.
You're unique. Do you not like anyone else?
Good evening to you, please.
I'm currently in a call with my friend, not responding anymore.
He's breathing really hard. You know he just had a seizure.
I built an arcade in my basement. This is my home.
I guess it's gonna be
In
me.
a whole different world. Who cares what size you are, what gender you are?
I'm finally done gluing all the details on the sword.
Oh, Buster Sword.
Fans definitely go crazy when they see this card.
It's like one of the most badass things you could drive.
That was cool. They had the Warthog from Halo. Oh, Halo 5 announcement. Halo 5 port announcement. I saw them leak it like 2 years ago. I found a page on the Microsoft thing where they added Windows 10 in there. So I'm calling that one. Here we go. What's this? Yes, this is pre-recorded. I don't know if they're supposed to show Cyberpunk stuff today, Biz. But this is it's not like the normal presentations like they have at E3 last year and all that. This is a pre-recorded, pre-taped thing. So the production value is much higher and the cuts and all of this stuff is very, very different. Shout out to Fallout ripoff, dude. Fallout Battle Royale, guys. Here it is. Oh, it's the meme! That's brilliant. Oh, that's brilliant. Secret gaming there. All dev bots and deliveries, please use silent. I will be, Biz. As soon as it goes live, I'm on it like a car bonnet. I'm on it like you would be on a crack on a plate.
This is the PC Gaming Show. For the next 2 hours, we'll show you new footage and announcements for more than 40 games.
Oh, that looked like Mafia.
The next game from Dean Hall, the creator of DayZ. The world-exclusive debut of gameplay footage for Evil Genius 2. Ruthless combat in Mortal Shell. Everspace 2. Epic battles in a Total War Saga. Troy.
I was right. They would show that.
3. What's coming in the next chapter of Elite Dangerous?
Oh, Torch.
Definitive Edition.
There's Mafia.
New World. Amazon's upcoming open world.
Torchlight has actually got a...
Why, hello there, PC Gaming Show. This is Greg Miller.
Biz,
just borrowing your broadcast.
Biz, don't play me like that.
That later on, I'll be dropping in again to reveal one of my favorite franchises that's coming to PC.
Oh my God!
First time ever.
It is.
If you can name this tune, maybe you'll recognize what it is. See you later in the show.
So that was it. That was the announcement right there.
And now your PC
That was every day's great at your Juness. Okay, I just bought Persona 4 Golden. It is live on Steam, thanks Biz, and I just got it. That's it. Persona 4 is my baby. This is the other guy, the Days guy. Day 9. That's him.
And I'm delighted to have you wherever you may be tuning in. Twitch or YouTube or Twitter. Welcome to our 6th annual event where we have over 2 hours of content.
It's live, baby.
Looking at in the form
We're starting.
Of reveals, trailers, interviews that we've recorded in the last.
That future is so bright.
Before we get into that,
we gotta wear shades.
Take a moment to address the ongoing situation in America. While we're glad to be showing you some games today, there are many, many more people fighting for something far, far more important. the struggle against police violence, and the systemic oppression of Black Americans. I and everyone who works on the PC gaming show each year, we know that Black lives matter, and this is not a fight that we are willing to stand on the sidelines for. So what can we all do? There's a great many organizations that deserve support right now, and one of them is the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund at naacpldf.org. If you want to support this and get some great games in the process, hundreds of developers have joined together at itch.io to create the Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality. It's a pay whatever you want for the bundle, and 100% of the proceeds go to the NAACP Fund and the Community Bail Fund. There's a lot more resources and information.
Serious message, so no
PC
memes.
Gamer has created an ongoing list of ways that you can get involved in supporting protesters. That's at pcgamer.com/Black Lives Matter. Okay, we're going to begin the reveals in a moment, but this wouldn't be a PC gaming show without my dear friend and co-host Frankie Ward.
Yes!
Joining us from the other side of the internet.
This is what we're talking about.
Frankie, and why don't you say hello?
Also, it sucks that Greg Miller is the
around the world.
the other host. He sucks.
Again. And Sean, I've prepared a veritable smorgasbord of PC gaming interviews, trailers, and announcements. This year's
Do
show
it, Biz.
features the most
Persona all the way.
ever presented. So, grab your beverage of choice because it's go time.
Beverage of choice, baby. My god, Frankie knows what's up. Here we go to Persona.
Looks quite a bit more like a music video than mine does. Maybe I should have sprung for better lighting. Either way, it's time for the PC Gaming Show.
Better lighting, am I right?
As I said earlier, 50+ games. We've been talking to the developers, interviewing them for weeks now. And though it looks kind of empty here, I'm not alone. My beautiful assistant and good buddy DevBot. You may have seen him making his way over here. He is awaiting us, so let's go join him.
Is it just me, or it looks like he's put on a shitload of weight since last year?
All right, DevBot, what do we have for this year's PC gaming?
No, Biz, I don't care.
Downloaded 50 game trailers and 10 interviews, Sean, along with a full report of the most secret gaming layer-friendly dogs, per your request. Australian Shepherds rank 4th among all dog breeds.
Oh, well, excellent. Well, what should we play first then?
Scanning. Processing. My readings indicate that the audience would like to see Vikings.
No.
Well, that sounds great.
We want to see Persona.
Let's kick it off with Valheim, a Viking survival game where you'll fight monsters, craft weapons, build and sail ships on an open ocean.
Just for the record,
a procedurally
Persona.
generated landscape. Show me the game, DevBot.
Now loading Valheim.
I gotta hide my cursor. There we go. This is already amazing. They opened up with the best announcement. Not this one, but the tease of the Persona announcement. And obviously Persona is live. For those of you who don't understand, Persona 4 is one of the greatest JRPGs I've ever played. I talk of Persona 4 Golden in the same breath as I talk about Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, Persona 5, Shenmue, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. It's up there in that tier of sheer quality. Now back we go to whatever this is. I think this is the Amazon MMO, isn't it? You can tell it's an MMO because it's got bad graphics. Then again, it is a work in progress, so... Biz, I'm in such a good mood, I'm gonna let that one slide. This looks like a poor man's Elder Scrolls Online. And given that Elder Scrolls Online is poor man's already, this is... But who knows? Who knows? I could be extra judgmental for this whole thing. I could be wrong. This could turn out to be amazing. Biz, nothing can bring me down today. I'm high on life and Persona 4 Golden purchases. Oh no. Valheim. It's not the same one.
The next game has been in the works for quite a while and is just about to come out. I've been following it the whole time, and if a game that features farming, creature collection, dance battles, and bears wearing pants sounds like your cup of tea, then it's time to put the kettle on and enjoy some ooblets.
Oh no, it's Epic Games Blitz. Wah wah. You know what?
Why you booing me? I'm right.
Why are you booing me? I'm right. Come on. You know what? I'm streaming on PC. I can make use of my soundboard for a change. You know what? Persona 4 Golden celebration time.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Today is amazing. Today's absolutely amazing. Not because of Epic Games Blitz, but I didn't know it was coming to Xbox One as well, but LOL finally has a wish list.
Well, great. What do you got, DevBot?
The game is Torchlight 3, a cherished action RPG franchise that features a number of original playable classes.
This could be good.
DevBot, you wouldn't have chosen this game because in Torchlight 3 you can play as a steam-powered robot, would you?
My game selections are entirely objective and determined by an algorithm that shows the audience only what it wants to see.
Show me the algorithm, DevBot.
The algorithm is proprietary.
Ooh,
Okay, well,
he
let's
did
play
it.
the Torchlight 3 trailer, and when we're done, I want to talk to one of the Torchlight 3 devs.
So this has a lot of potential because Torchlight 3 wasn't originally looking that great, but then they scrapped it and went over the whole thing again anyway. Stream volume kind of low, you say?
In a world of magic and mystery.
Now we'll pump it up a little bit. Pump up the jams.
Will you choose fame?
But yeah, after they rejigged Torchlight completely, it was going to be promising.
Or the future of the frontier.
My only problem was that there was always the big thing between
Explore remote, perilous realms.
Battle
hordes of ancient
Diablo and Torchlight.
Unite with others to claim your fame and glory. Torchlight 3. Your legend awaits.
Now available on Steam.
Oh, DevBot, please, please connect me with one of those developers.
You got it, Sean.
Joining me today to talk about Torchlight 3 is Max Schaefer. Max, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Now, Max, Torchlight 2's story began.
This guy's the
with
CEO.
alchemist from the
He's
original
using
Torchlight
shitty little
corrupted
headphones
and evil. How
for
does
like a
Torchlight
video
3's
conference kind of thing.
Story tie into the first two.
Well, we're in the same world, obviously. We're
I
about
have a better
century
setup
later
than he
now,
does.
though. And the Empire
century. Wow.
Yes, the Empire is in decline, and they've gotten a little lazy, a little comfortable, and a new threat looms on the horizon. So once again, the adventurers will have to battle the Netherim and all the evil baddies threatening the world.
In terms of the scope and scale of Torchlight 3, how does it compare to the previous editions?
Well, we've expanded quite a bit. Now, first, anyone who's played Torchlight 1 and Torchlight 2 will be comfortable with the mechanics and how to play it and all. But
Basically, if you've played Diablo
we've
at all.
expanded and let players make their own mark in the world itself. Like, you get a customized fort that you can decorate, that you can build things in. You can do things that benefit your whole account, and you can put things in there that are useful to other players. And other players will see your fort randomly out in the world.
Oh no!
I want to ask a little bit about the classes.
That means, is it always
Because if you're an
online
action
kind of
RPG
thing?
Player, you may recognize something like a knight or a mage, but in Torchlight 3, we got the steam-powered robots. We have the rail master that can summon trains. Talk to me about not just what some of the classes that players can expect are, but how you even come up with this glorious stuff.
Well, I think that we've always wanted to avoid going like right down Main Street with our character classes and try to do something interesting. But at the same time, we wanted you to be able to look at them and get a kind of an intuitive sense of what they do. And so we've applied that here. We've got some really fun characters, like you said, the fully robotic,
they need details,
steam-powered robot, and a guy that summons trains. But we've also got some other cool classes too: a sharpshooter and a dust mage. And honestly, they all have new twists, and they're all pretty fun.
Did that say Dust Mage or Dusk
game world
Mage?
itself, how specifically do the forts get integrated? Like, what does it mean to stumble across someone else's fort as you're going through the world?
Well, between our gameplay levels, we have passages, and when you enter the passage, there will often be a waypoint there, but there will also be someone else's fort. So you will see some random person from the world's fort, and they will in turn see occasionally random.
And they're going to come in and burn it all down.
It's definitely worth exploring their fort, because you can not only use things like the luck tree, but you can use their enchanting table and whatever recipes they've unlocked to enchant your own items. So it's really worthwhile.
I'm kind of tempted to buy this.
Now, pets were a big part.
I know it's early access and all, but
what type of pet-based
I did like Torchlight 1 and 2.
We have expanded upon the pet system. It does all the things you want. It fights alongside you, goes and takes your items back to town to sell. But we've introduced kind of a collection mechanic. So you can find pets out in the wild by defeating bosses and make a whole stable of pets that you, of course, keep in your fort.
Oh, wow, that's very different.
I know that the Torchlight series has an enormous fan base. For those
it used to just be pick 1 or 2 at the start. That's it.
Where can they go and when can they play it?
Well, I'm very, very happy to announce that we are available on Steam right now in early access.
Right meow.
$29.99. Go check it out. It's available right this minute.
This is the best kind of answer in the PC gaming show. You
it
can
is
get
true.
It now.
The best
Once
answer
again,
right
Max
now.
Schaefer from the Torchlight 3 team. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, go to Steam.
These are
right
polarized.
Now
I can't look at my other monitor.
Early access version
with
of
these on.
Torchlight 3. We're just getting started here on the PC gaming show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
You're watching the PC Gaming Show. Coming up later, an exclusive look at the next game from DayZ creator Dean Hall.
From DayZ, he hasn't even finished one game yet.
Of Sound Mind and more. Back to you, Sean. Back to you, Sean.
Well, hey,
back to you,
everyone.
Sean. Back to you, Sean.
I know
Back to you.
I am, and I know you want to tell me how much fun you're having, but don't shout. The walls are very thick in here. I can see you, though, if you use the PC Gaming Show hashtag on Twitter.
PC Gaming Show
Facebook,
hashtag, lads. Here it
PC
comes.
Gamer forums, or a Ouija board, or a Messenger Falcon, whatever is your desired form of communication. I'm sure you've been seeing many of those comments show up live in the show today. And we want your hottest 280 character take that our merry moderators might just select to be on the show. For our next segment, it's time to head on over to Frankie Ward.
Elite Dangerous.
There we go.
Space simulation
I have tweeted.
From Frontier
Let's see if I show up on a show.
Over the past 5 years. Set in a one-to-one recreation of our actual Milky Way galaxy, players forge their own path, build and break alliances, trade, fight, and earn the rank of Elite. Join us as we journey into the next era of Elite Dangerous, set to take a giant leap once more.
Giant leap, you say?
He's a madman! A madman!
It is a space game, after all. Oh, I should have done it when they released it.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Rediscovering my soundboard. You know, I was a fan of the original Elite back in the day, when I was a young lad. Playing on Amiga and Commodore 64 and whatnot. But Elite Dangerous is very different. This is Elite Dangerous Odyssey. Oh, Steam. Steam is the important one. Also, I noticed
Joining me to talk about the next
there didn't
chapter
seem
of
to be
Elite
a host,
Here's
not a
Jackson
host, sorry,
from
a
Frontier
sponsor
Developments.
this
Thanks so much
year.
for joining us, Beers.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to be here.
Now, I have a lot of questions about the trailer we just saw, but I'm wondering if you can contextualize a little bit for those who haven't played Elite Dangerous. What is it?
So I think the best way of explaining what Elite Dangerous is to understand how big it is. We have created a title that's the most complete, authentic space simulation of any game out there, and it's just vast. It's the whole galaxy. You can explore it. You can take your own path. You can be a pilot, a trader, a bounty hunter. You can do what you want. You can go where you want, and you can do your own thing. And it's that sort of freedom and the ability for people to tell their own story that I think makes Elite what it actually is.
Now, in all the streams that I've been following for Elite Dangerous, there's a lot of gameplay that happens in ships. There's a lot of focus on the economy and trading. In this trailer, though, we saw feet on the ground.
So this is the whole new.
Me ask,
I don't know if it's expansion or not,
expect? But what should we glean?
This is like third-person gameplay
I think
kind of thing.
you've hit the nail on the head. Ultimately, the big new feature that we're looking to release here is the fact that you can now, for the very first time, set foot on our planets. We've created the last addition, really, in terms of going from space all the way down to the planet's surface. So now you can set foot, you can explore, you can interact with the environment, and we've taken the mission-based gameplay and the idea of forging your own path and creating your own experience that the space game has, and we've transposed that right down onto the planet. For the first time, you'll be able to access a whole pile of new planets, all ones with tenuous atmospheres, and obviously you're going to be able to play this in multiplayer.
Oh, beginner-friendly campaign someone's asking for.
Experience the game from the ship.
That's rough.
And finally,
I hear Elite Dangerous, just like Elite, was pretty steep in a learning curve.
Walking on the planet component transform the existing aspects of Elite Dangerous.
I think it gives people a new set of experiences to have. We link all the way from ground to the buggies, the SRVs, all the way up to the spaceships, so that it becomes a holistic event. The design actually encapsulates the whole experience.
In terms of some of the other systems that are on the planets, or various resources or points of interest, what are some of those that might tie back to some of the gameplay that someone would be familiar with?
So we have new planets that you can visit. You can visit old planets, and we have refreshed the visuals on them, so you can really set foot and be the first to actually make footfall on a new planet.
Now, Piers, I have a combo question for you. Elite Dangerous is available right now.
Combo?
Where can players go to play Elite Dangerous, and when can they expect the Odyssey update?
So you can join in with our community now, playing Elite Dangerous. Download it via Steam, or go to the Frontiers store, or purchase it on console. We have many people playing it. In terms of Odyssey, you can expect to see that next year.
I hope you all enjoyed that conversation about Elite Dangerous. It's a treat to see the way the game is continuing to evolve. For our next title, we're going to be...
Go back to Frankie. She's...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but our broadcast is being hijacked by another host.
Not again. Hi there again, PC gamers. It's me, Greg Miller.
Boom.
You saw me host the Guerrilla Collective live stream earlier today. No, I didn't watch. Okay.
No, I didn't actually.
I'll give the PC Gaming Show back to its usual host in a moment, but I couldn't let anyone else announce this next trailer, which is a game near and dear to my heart. Let's take a look.
I mean, I know I bought it already, but just to see it. Oh wow, it's weird hearing it in Japanese. I played it in English on the Vita. And not only that, but it now sets a precedent of bringing Persona to Steam.
Persona 4 Golden is available now on Steam. If you haven't played this, now you have no excuse. Persona 4 Golden is a masterpiece, ladies and gentlemen. The story.
As much as I don't like Greg, he's right. It's one of the greatest JRPGs ever created.
Awesome to see Atlus games make their way onto the PC. I'm glad this one is finally here. Anyway, I better hand the show back over to Sean before he gets mad at me. See you later, PC gamers.
Glorious PC Gaming Master Race.
I thought this live stream was supposed to be secure.
It's not a live stream, though.
I'm not sure what
Teddy! Ted, my boy, Teddy!
Well, all right then. While we get this sorted out, let's head on over to Frankie.
Oh, Teddy.
Our next trailer reveals an all-new psychological horror game coming to PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X early next year. In Sound Mind will challenge your expectations as it ushers you through the deepest corners of your psyche. It sounds like every night before I go to sleep, honestly.
More survival horror games are always good.
Features a chilling original soundtrack by The Living Tombstone. Courtesy of indie outfit We Create Stuff and publisher Modus Games, let's take a look at In Sound Mind.
Now this name doesn't sound familiar, so... Oh yeah, world exclusive, that's probably why.
They say fear is just a state of mind. A locked door that traps you inside it. But once you find the key to your terror, fear will no longer exist. What a bunch of bullshit.
In 2021, if we make it to 2021 at this rate. I will say, it does feel like horror games benefit the most from a proper soundtrack. I mean, look at Silent Hill games. Silent Hill 2 is a legitimate masterpiece of gaming, and most of that is, or at least part of that, is down to the music. Oh, a debut demo. I'm definitely going to check that one out.
I'm Ido, producer at We Create Stuff.
Hey, I'm Ren, creative director.
Hey, Tombstone here. We're the developers who brought you Nightmare House 2, and now we're back. We've partnered with Modus Games and
I've
The
never
Living
heard of
Tombstone,
Nightmare House 2.
And we're working on a new indie horror game, In Sound Mind.
Demo is now out on Steam. Let us know what you think.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So hey DevBot, how did you get here today anyways?
Well, Sean, my sleep state was interrupted when I realized I was late to this year's PC gaming show. So naturally, I panicked. I had to improvise about how to reach our undisclosed broadcasting location before you began the show. I tried some back roads in the desert. I am not an all-terrain vehicle, it was discovered.
Oh, rip.
I tried to
Oh my god, the quarterback is toast!
But ever since the 1991 documentary Terminator 2, nobody in Los Angeles trusts robots.
It's true, it was a documentary.
At that point, I was already right outside our secret location.
Also, by the way, Terminator 2 is the greatest film ever created.
Cool. Hey, let's take a look at our next trailer.
Airborne Kingdom, loading.
What did he say? Airborne Kingdom? Oh, okay. Well, Airborne, it is a flying game, I guess. I do like the way the map stands out. Especially, it reminds me of Game of Thrones. The intro to Game of Thrones. Especially with the names on the map that looks down there. It doesn't really say what kind of game it is. Oh, Epic Game Store. Right off the Airborne Kingdom.
You might be surprised to know that I enjoy real-time strategy games, and that's why I'm excited for our next trailer. It's Dwarfheim, a cooperative RTS, where up to 3 players can split up the work of building, mining, and fighting, working together to build defenses, machinery, and traps, train armies to fend off deadly trolls and rival clans. The Dwarfheim demo is live right now on Steam. Let's see what the game is all about.
Ever since the fall, dwarven clans live scattered across Agartha. They toil every day in the dark and dirt. They try to protect what little they have from rival clans and the vile creatures that roam these lands. Your clan needs you now, chieftains, to lead your people. Choose your classes, guide your builders and miners
it's always
to
very
expand
hard
your
to
kingdom,
gauge an RTS game.
take up arms with your warriors to protect our town halls and conquer your enemies. Bring us to victory.
Because it's very easy to kind of...
To Dwarfheim.
It's very easy to hit the bare minimum for them. But because of that, so many RTS games hit the bare minimum. So you really need something to make it stand out.
Thanks, Sean. And now let's take a look at the lineup of games and game updates coming from indie publisher New Blood Interactive.
But Persona 4 Golden now. That's all that matters. Oh, this looks like Quake. I already like this. It's like the next step of Ion Fury. That was brilliant in the top right. It was like SSS, Hitstorm. So it was a shitstorm. Oh, RTX on, baby. Let's get that 3090 Ti out there. Rip them rays. Oh, apparently this game is already out or already exists or something. Wait, that's not the same game. No, no, definitely not. Or maybe it is. A retro shooter. With style. Did I stutter? Oh, they're multiple different games. Never mind. Or are they? I'm so confused right now. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't he say it's all the new games from the studio New Blood? Duh.
That's quite a lineup from New Blood, and with us now is the New Blood CEO, Dave Oshry, to talk about it. Dave, what the hell was that all about?
Yeah, so we got a lot going on, right? I mean, some guys come out here, they show like some cinematic trailer and then tell you it's coming out in a year. We got 6 games and you can play all of them right now. We couldn't afford to do
it right now
if we wanted to, right? So yeah, Dusk, now with mods, check them out at duskmods.com. There's all kinds of crazy a Medieval, now with RTX, DLSS 2.0 is coming, Maximum Action, new levels are coming, new features, new guns. Unfortunate Spaceman is now completely free to play. F it, why not? Check that one out, 16-player co-op, it's crazy, it's like The Thing in space. Faith, of course, if you don't know about Faith, now you know. Ultra Kill, our new retro shooter with
if you don't know about
like
Fate,
like
now you know. That's it.
Quake. That's what that's about. And then of course Gloomwood, if you like games like Thief, System Shock,
He did say
Resident
Quake,
Evil,
like
I
I
think Gloomwood is
I predicted.
definitely the game for you.
Where can we go to learn
I think 2 of these games
you can
definitely
check out
interest
Dusk
me.
at notfortnite.com, a Medieval at I can't believe it's not hexen.com. Maximum Action at shootyboom.com.
These are great website
Unfortunate
names.
Spaceman at deaderspace.com. That's deaderspace.com. Faith at garylovesyou.com. Ultra Kill
Gary's
at
mod?
devilmakequake.com. And then, of course, Gloomwood at thiefwithguns.com. Yeah, that's all we got.
Okay.
6 games. You can play them all right f***ing now. We love you.
We hate money. Thanks, Dave. Let's see what Frankie has for us
That was a
next.
bit weird, not gonna lie.
Thank you, Sean. Now tell me, PC gamers, have you ever wanted to rewrite history? Not your browser history, that's easy and absolutely vital.
Every
but
day of
how
my life,
about
Frankie.
Something grander.
Every
like
day of my life.
discovering America, mastering flight, or inventing the computer a couple of hundred years earlier. Humankind is an upcoming historical strategy game where you'll be combining up to 60 different cultures to create a civilization that's as unique as you are. And as with all of their previous titles, Amplitude is asking the community to participate in the development of Humankind to help make it the best game that it can be. Let's see how they're inviting PC gamers to help build this worldly game.
Come on, Frankie. Oh, it's made by oh, wait a minute. Humankind, yeah. I remember Sega announced this a little while back. Community-driven game development. How does that work? I mean, especially considering that Sega's a publisher. That sounds confusing.
Well, you heard the trailer. You need to go to opendev.gamestogether.com so you can be one of the very first humans to get your hands on Humankind, Amplitude Studios' upcoming historical strategy game. And now for something a little different.
Sorry, Sean.
Why don't you
I'm
join
all
me in my
about
chambers?
P4G.
Come on. Come on. Of all the subcultures and communities that make up PC gaming, modders have arguably had the biggest impact. My next guest is Dean Hall, a designer who started out as a modder and eventually helped lay the foundation for two of the most popular genres on PC, survival and battle royale. Let's take a look at the next game from Rocketworks revealed here on the PC Gaming Show. It's Icarus.
So, is this like isn't this his third game that he's going to have started but never finished? It's like Minecraft, but not. No, maybe, never mind that. It's Space Minecraft. No, it's not. It's not Space Minecraft. It's not Space Engineers. It's Space Terraria. Just because I can't think of another comparison. Survive Icarus.
Joining me to talk about Icarus is Dean Hall. Dean, thanks so much for joining us.
Awesome, it's great to be here.
So, Dean, you're making another survival-focused game. What makes
Yeah,
Icarus
another one.
different from other survival titles?
Nothing.
Well, I think if you think
Other than
about
it's in
your
space.
first hour in DayZ, your first hour in Minecraft, really what we're trying to do is capture
Okay.
that and then basically build a game where you can do that.
I
over
have
a
to.
long period
I
of
really have
time,
to call this
and
out.
You can progress through the survival experience. So it was really getting back to the roots.
You have a
of what
development
survival
company.
game is and what makes
You've launched
those,
a game, at
moments
least
that you
one.
get in them really intense and emotional.
If you can just walk me through like the basic
But
loop.
you're
If I just open up the
talking
game, do I start out on the ship
with shitty
If you
earpods.
think about the orbital station as your apartment in GTA, you can invite your friends in and prepare for what we call a drop.
Remember,
And
guys,
then you select a
I
prospect.
have better audio than
And
this.
the big challenge of the game, and the way to fail it, I guess, is to run out of time on the drop.
Let's say I'm on a 30-minute mission. I have a particular resource I've set out to snatch up. How does the gameplay of that 30-minute period differ from other survival games?
I suppose there were three key things that I felt needed to be addressed before I made another survival game. The first was the ability to scale. By breaking
another survival
your
game, yeah, of course.
experience over months and years.
They say if you're
sessions,
good at
that
something,
allowed
you'll
us to
keep
address
doing it.
scale. So you still can do
This
all
guy's
the
not
things
good
that
at
you do
something
in a
and he
normal
keeps doing it.
survival game, building bridges, roads, all those kinds of things. But you're doing it with a medium-term focus. The second was pacing and clear direction, which is helped very much by the structure that we're putting around the session. And the last one is really focusing in on those core survival mechanics, which I really feel is the whole reason that survival as a genre connects so emotionally with players.
So is this guy Australian
was a
then, is
little
he?
surprised to
He
hear
connects.
that there are 20-minute drops as well as
If
multi-day
you
drops.
you
What are the
connect
sort
to
of
the shrimp and the
time ranges
barbie.
we're looking at? Are there different like categories and tiers of drop length?
Yeah, so it really depends on your level as you progress through the game. So
Your
early
level.
on, we're really just introducing you to more safe environments. So say a daytime drop that only lasts 20 minutes. You're only going to be facing the game during the day. As you progress on, you can take on and get access to prospects that have much longer drop windows, but that means you're getting a cycle of day-night. And night, particularly for most of our biomes, is definitely the most dangerous.
I want to ask a little bit about what failure means in Icarus. I mean, in the trailer there was someone that fell down and you just ominously talked about the dangers of being left behind on the planet. What happens if you don't make it back to the ship in time, die on the planet? What happens?
If you think about DayZ, when you get shot, it's a very binary event that happens and there's nothing you can do, it's just over. And there's a certain charm to that.
Everything's gone.
Yeah, there's a certain charm to that.
They haven't featured my
But I
tweet
think
at the
if we
bottom.
talk
I'm
about
very
charm-
disappointed with
I
this.
like your use of the word charm there, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, like there definitely is, but I think with Icarus, we've chosen one failure state. If you run out of time on your drop, that character and all its equipment is gone.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make that terrifying, and that's why our tagline is, there are worse fates than death. So it's getting left behind. If you miss your rendezvous window with the orbital station, then that's it. Everything that you've deployed on there, your character and all that progression of that character and all that equipment is just gone. And that's our one failure state. If you run out of oxygen, someone can come and revive you. If you get attacked by this particular animal and damaged, someone can heal you. But if you run out of time, it's over.
I'm curious, I mean, there's so many elements. There's so much ambition.
Square
I know
building
there's a lot of
tools.
PC gamers that maybe feel like you abandoned DayZ.
I don't know, I don't
other
like
projects.
circles. I like
Do you have to
spheres.
reassure
I
those people
build in
that you're committed to
spheres
Icarus?
and tetrahedrons.
Well, I think a big thing for me is you know, Bohemia was an existing company, and I definitely felt like I was pulling them in a direction that was hard for them to go, and they probably felt like they were pulling me in a direction that I didn't want to go. And it's really been a bit of a struggle for me to develop and not only the studio, but myself as well. There was a whole bunch of things I had to learn. I had to learn many of those things through failure. The solution there was to make sure it wasn't just a Dean Hall game, but it was a game built by incredibly skilled people. And we managed to assemble, I think, definitely one of the best teams I've ever worked with.
It seems to come across so far as a regular
through to
Dean Hall
technical
game.
and production team as well.
Well, I know there's a ton of people that are interested in my very next question, my favorite question.
When's
can
it
people
out?
get the opportunity to play Icarus?
You can play it right now in early
That is a good
access.
question. So we're looking at sometime
maybe
next
not.
year. Our development is very advanced at this point. Our biggest question really is content. So, you know, we're making the game free to play because we wanted to maximize the number of people that play it. And we're acutely aware a number of our former staff are ex-Grinding Gear Games who made Path of Exile, very talented in the free-to-play area. So we're very cognizant of how much content we need to provide gamers. So at the moment, we're really sort of heading into that.
Well, Dean, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Awesome.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Once again, that was Dean Hall from Rocket Works for the upcoming survival game.
I don't know, I can't really
For our
get
next
too
game,
hyped
let's
for
head to
that.
Frankie.
But Frankie never
When
disappoints.
you're an evil supervillain, it's important to have your own sense of style. What? Evil Cat Psychics are so 2019. Evil Genius 2 asks players the question,
We've all seen my
how
thumbnail.
do you design a supervillain fortress? Would you build a pool filled with laser sharks, or would you just give all the home appliances RGB lighting? Here's the world exclusive first gameplay footage of Evil Genius 2 World Domination.
What's wrong with giving every single home appliance RGB lighting? She says that like it's a negative. Is that an evil thing? Wait. Am I the bad guy? Bruh. I may be the bad guy. My life has just taken the weirdest turn. It was a pretty chonker hamster, I agree. Or maybe it's not. Maybe Frankie's like 4'2". By the way, Frankie hit me up. Crew to spy in harm's way. That's what I do. I call my evil organization Harm. For obvious reasons. That's it? Oh, redacted. That means step 6 must be microtransactions. Harm Inc. It's not Harm.
We are
It'd be like
about to
Evil
see
Inc.
the first official gameplay footage for Godfall on PC. Counterplay Games is going to give us a guided tour of the battle for Aperion, and keen observers will notice that this is running in Unreal Engine 5. That's why those shiny sets of armor look oh so gorgeous. You can go on over to the Epic Games Store and wishlist it now, or get more information on Godfall before it releases this holiday season. But for now, let's take a look.
I assume everything we've seen about this before was shown on the PS5. This is the one the other night I accidentally called Greedfall.
And I am the game director
because I couldn't remember.
On behalf of Counterplay Games, we are very excited to share gameplay with you today and to offer you a glimpse into the mystical world of Godfall. Please enjoy. Godfall is still in development, so some things will change and improve in the final product, including visuals and performance. Godfall is set in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire. You play a Valorian knight, a godlike warrior able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that transform you into unstoppable masters of melee combat. As you adventure through the realms, you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. Throughout your journey, you'll find
Reminds me
ancient valor plates,
a little
lost
bit
in
of
time,
Darksiders.
each with their own characteristics and long history.
No, this isn't the one
Now
that's like
let's talk
Warframe.
about gameplay in Godfall. First, our team wanted to do something different.
This is like a hack and slash
We
third
wanted
person
to
game.
combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a whole new genre, the looter slasher.
It's not looter shooter,
The game
but
is
looter
therefore
slasher.
one part gear-driven and one part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits, but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment for mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you in Godfall. What you're looking at now is a mid-boss fight. a tougher challenge which we'll have to leave for another day. Please check out the Godfall channels on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you so much for
Boo, it's sponsored by AMD.
We'll be showing you more soon.
I don't think the game looks any good, but I dislike sponsored
When
games.
PC gamers think of iconic first-person shooters, they think of games like Doom, Quake, and Duke Nukem. Our next trailer shows a project that celebrates the proud heritage
no,
of
thought she was going to say
sci-fi
Half-Life.
developers while taking advantage of some very modern visual effects, like glorious enemy dismemberment. From Bounding Box Software and
Come on,
Humble
Frankie, you're
Publishing,
turning me on
is
here.
Glorious.
Glorious enemy dismemberment. Stuff that sounds like Doom, looks like Quake. Come on. This looks kind of like a halfway between modern Doom and old Doom. In a good way. I will say, the whole red keycard thing that just popped up, it just reminded me of possibly one of the very few good Duke Nukem Forever jokes. Red keycard required to open door. Keycard? I don't need no fucking keycard. But it sounds very Wild West. I like these isometric, I guess you call them tactical RPGs. This looks interesting for sure. I mean, I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. Advance Wars. Oh, she got an ultimate ability. Oh, it didn't show it. Well, it's out on Steam.
I love
Could potentially buy it.
the last one. Faye Tactics is set to scratch that isometric combat itch that I know a lot of us have been feeling ever since we played Final Fantasy Tactics back in the 90s. All right, but we're not done with Humble Games yet. Their lineup, as it turns out, isn't all that humble. We're going to take a look at 2 more games from them. Project Wingman, a jet fighter game featuring RPG elements and VR support. And rounding things out is Carto from Sunhead Games, a gorgeous top-down.
I know someone who's going to lose their mind over Wingman. Project Wingman. You can be my wingman anytime. What is this? You can reshape the world. Oh, Carto, I get it. Carto is in cartographer. Watch it, you got one on you too. See, you're already going crazy for Project Wingman. In the pipe, 5x5. Stay on target. Stay on target.
Hey, DevBot, have you ever wondered what Gordon Freeman's voicemail message sounds like?
Sean, that is an intriguing inquiry. However, something is wrong. I'm receiving an external transmission.
Wait.
Why does this keep happening, DevBot? What's with the security? Have you upgraded to Service Pack 2 yet?
The transmission is coming from a powerful space satellite.
This is Command & Conquer Remastered.
Greetings, PC gaming.
It is.
So it is I, your supreme leader, Kane. I am
He's
commentating
back.
this broadcast to deliver an important mission briefing. You must capture the GDI base marked at these coordinates. This is
I love how you can see him reading the script.
Just kidding, it's me, Joe Coogan, and I can take over this broadcast because I do what I want. Look, you know Command & Conquer has been a major part of your life. It's certainly been a big part of mine.
I bought the
Command & Conquer
remastered version.
Collection recently launched for PC, and
It's
it is
great.
an awesome way
It
to
is-
live this classic game.
He's right,
with
it's
a bunch of
fantastic.
Bells and whistles. I mean, who doesn't like 4K graphics, quick matches in multiplayer or modding? Am I right? I personally want to send a big shout out to all you PC gamers who have kept the legacy of Kane alive over these last 25 years. I mean, I live in death, I guess. Thanks for letting me interrupt, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. For the glory of Nod!
Tell me, PC gamers, do you have any rare action figures? Perhaps you're one of the lucky owners of an out-of-print collectible, something you'd never trade away in a million years.
Yes, I have a
Our
few.
next game is a celebration of toys and art. On its surface, a game about collecting, customizing, and trading, but it's also a highly social playground for creativity, one where you can make your own levels and gather with your friends to hang out, play mini games, and create together. This is Blanco's Block Party.
This guy needs better socks. World exclusive. Will it be any good though?
Legend tells of a place where everyone comes together to play and dance and race and shoot and jump and fly.
I'm gonna go with no.
Or maybe bat wings. And there's lava and a mountain made of junk food. Where you can create your own worlds and have your own adventures where you are in charge. Where you can make your very own games with your very own rules. And all your friends can come and play. Like this one here. Yep, them two.
Just waiting for Claptrap.
I don't know what that dude is, but he is cool.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Toys come to life, and I can actually play with them and own them all. That's f***ing sweet. But you see, this place isn't a legend at all. It's a party.
Ain't no party like a Fortnite party, as they say. No one says that.
Here to bring us the inside look at Blanco's Block Party is Jamie Jackson from Mythical. Jamie, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
I would love if you could just address what is Blancos.
Blancos it's a game about
Roblox 2.
kind of coming to life.
I was thinking
where
more
they go when the
Splatoon
human leaves
meets
the room.
Little Big Planet, but
it's also more than just a game. It's a place for content creators and gamers and collectors to come together and hang out and build the worlds and games that they really want to play in. And you can have as many as your friends come and hang out with you as you want. But you could also drop the toys in. So the first toy you can play with is one called, it's a shooting mechanic. We got like a unicorn rocket launcher that fires ice creams. We got like a cactus grenade launcher that fires these little cactus balls. So it's all about.
so it almost feels like it's kind of trying to be a PC version of Dreams mixed with a bit more customizable gameplay.
So you could just do point to point. You could build this super sweet like platformer and just go A to B. You could do laps. And then another one is, because Blancos, they all survive on good vibes. That's kind of what powers them. So another one you can do is actually just a vibe collection. And what's kind of super cool is all of those toys work with each other. So you could build a race, and then you could drop some guns in it, and it can be a race, but you can pick up guns on the way and try and knock each other out.
So you have these huge flexible tools, this community focus. We've also seen in games like Fortnite these in-game events. Are these kinds of things that you think will show up in Blancos as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we felt that from the beginning of development, that Blancos wasn't just this place for players to go and build and create their own worlds, but it was a place for us to be able to share with them different content, whether that's a music concert, whether it's a movie trailer, you know, whether it's something no one's seen.
He's
yet,
really
but
trying to
absolutely,
beat a new
we're
Fortnite.
definitely thinking about that kind of stuff.
Well, talk to me about the number of different designs. Like, where are these designs coming from? How many are there?
We're not talking about numbers in season 1 just yet, but we are talking about the artists. So we're really stoked we've been able to work with some of my favorites that I've been buying the vinyl toys of over the years. So John Paul Kaiser is a great artist from the UK. I ended up buying some of his toys in New York about 6 years ago, and now we get to work together and bring his toys to life in the game, which has been great fun. James Groman, who I think just kind of really epitomizes vinyl toy design.
So
clean,
what?
like,
Blancos
design.
is a
And
toy
my
line or
personal
something like
favorites,
that.
Is Pete Fowler, who for me was kind of one of the grandfathers of vinyl toy design.
Oh, you're
People
gonna
are
miss all
want
the
more
good stuff.
information. They're going to want to know when they can play Blancos, when they can see more. Where do they go for that?
If you want to keep just up to date with things, go and check out blancos.com. You can register there right now, so you can, you know, secure your account name and get ready for launch. We're going to be launching end of the year, so not too far away now, but we're also going to be starting to look for our beta at some point soon as well. So if you get registered, we might be able to get you in that.
Jamie from Mythical, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We're
Once
1
again,
hour
the name
deep,
of the game
halfway.
is Blancos Block Party. Let's take a look at what's coming up next at this year's PC Gaming Show.
You're watching the PC Gaming Show.
They got some more
presented by
sweetness.
PC Gamer. Stay tuned for more trailers, announcements, and footage. Coming up later, we celebrate the 20th anniversary of A Total War. What's next in Escape from Tarkov?
Oh,
The
Tarkov,
real
new
horror
Tarkov
strategy game, Rogue Lords.
I'm not into
And
Tarkov,
more.
but I know
Back to you,
people who are.
Frankie.
The PC is the birthplace of space flight action games, and our next project, Everspace 2, expands on that tradition with its gorgeous handcrafted universe. The focus here is on exploration and dogfighting, with alien species standing in the way of outfitting your ship with unique modules, weapons, and devices. And, as we're about to see in this next trailer, combat won't just take place in the cold vacuum of space, but also the
cold
atmospheres
vacuum of
the
my
planets
dead heart.
themselves. Here's Everspace 2.
Is it all? Well, no, she said it won't all take place in there, but I gotta tell everyone about Persona 4. I gotta send Discord-wide messages, texts, tweets, everything. Still hard. This is all cinematic stuff, so it's very hard to get a feel for what the actual gameplay would be like. Okay, this looks that well. Some of that looked like it was gameplay. Closed alpha starting in 2 days. But then again, if it's closed alpha, does that mean you have to buy it in order to get in there, get selected? Wow, talk about unfair play. So this is actually a game. I think. It is. It's a Kickstarter game. Incluminati.
PC gamers,
wow.
I'm sure you'll agree. If a horse shows up at your door and you don't remember ordering a horse, it's probably best to keep the door shut. One of the coolest things about a Total War Saga Troy, the next game from Creative Assembly, is that it will enable players to experience multiple different versions of how the iconic battle went down.
I thought he was going to say, if a horse shows up at your door, don't marry her in Seattle. Or wherever.
I'll get the door while you watch the latest trailer.
Peggy 16.
Latest trailer. The game is already out, isn't it?
There's only one response to Queen Helen's abduction, and that is war. In Total War Saga Troy, you can rewrite the events of one of the greatest conflicts ever told, the Trojan War. As Odysseus besieged the legendary city of Troy in 3 ingenious and equally devastating ways, all based around prominent theories from throughout the ages as to what the iconic Trojan horse really resembled.
The walls of this city may appear to be mighty, but no defenses are impregnable.
Using gargantuan siege towers, take the fight to the walls. Slaughter the Trojans atop and force them back into their pitiful city.
I have to make fun of something for not being able to
The enemy are unaware of your
get
presence.
Persona.
Position your troops to retain your advantage once the attack begins.
Sneak troops into the city in a vast, horse-headed vessel fit for the gods. Under the cloak of darkness, use guerrilla tactics to sabotage the unbreachable city gates, leaving the Trojan warriors defenseless, allowing the Achaean soldiers to begin razing the city to the ground.
Their walls have been breached.
Even the greatest defenses cannot stand against nature's might. In a land ravaged by earthquakes, patience is rewarded. Send your troops forward. Troy is yours for the taking.
So it's not exactly like
Myth meets history in a war that will
Well,
define the ages.
I guess it kind of is.
Experience the legend of Troy this summer.
Victory will make you immortal.
That was a Total War Saga Troy, which we'll get to play in 2021. And hey, speaking of sneaking in big surprises, a master of segue. This year, we've teamed up with Intel to build a legendary custom computer inspired by art, weaponry, and the artifacts found in the game. DevBot, I understand you know your way around a computer, right?
Affirmative. Sean, I have a soft spot for Bronze Age computers.
Well, great. Why don't you tell our audience a little
Bronze
bit
Age,
more?
Can do, Sean.
Depends on what area he's talking about.
This build is centered around Intel's CPU.
Ooh.
The 10th gen Intel Core i9-10900K processor. This 10-core flagship CPU is built for maximum gaming performance and overclocking, especially useful in epic strategy games like a Total War Saga Troy. The build also features a top-of-the-line GeForce RTX 2080 Ti.
Ooh, the best current GPU.
Spacious 4 terabytes of fast storage and 128 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. The unit is powered by a platinum certified Corsair 1200 watt power supply, and temperatures are kept at a nominal level thanks to 9 RGB fans.
I need this computer. I need to win it for free.
The copper tubing is not only effective at heat conduction, but, according to my readings, aesthetically pleasing. Is this what you humans call love?
PCs are more than specs, they're a passion. When we build a PC, we form a relationship with that piece of hardware. We wanted to show you every step of that process. For this build, we enlisted a master craftsman, Brian Carter, a PC modder with over a decade and a half of experience. PC Gamer and Intel have created a 4-part series following Brian as he created this epic artifact. DevBot, cue it up!
Hey, my name is Brian Carter, and I've been building custom PC mods for over 16 years. I'm working with Intel and a Total War Saga Troy on a very special custom PC project that we're thrilled to debut at the PC Gaming Show.
Things like
Join me
this
in a 4-part
seem-
video series as I take you through each stage of the scratch build process. We
What's
begin
the-
with the inspiration and
the
design
word?
phase, where we figure out how to take the amazing design assets from a
Time-consuming.
Total War Saga Troy and functionalize them to house our best-in-class components, like the 10th gen Intel Core i9-10900K processor. Then I'll show you how I assemble
The best
finish,
gaming
and test
CPU
this
in the world, by the
prototype
way.
PC. A big thank you to Intel and Creative Assembly for letting me work on this incredibly fun and challenging project. I hope you like it.
Oh, it looks so good. And I have some good news. Episode 1 is available now, and I have even better news. You can win this PC
Oh,
from DevBot's loving clutches. Head on over to pcgamer.com/IntelPC to learn more and enter for a chance to win.
I'm in.
And with that, it's time to return to more PC Gaming Show action with the fantastic Frankie.
Last year, Remnant from the Ashes challenged gamers to take on monstrous creatures in a post-apocalyptic world. Today, we're excited to
I have to win that
the biggest
PC.
update yet for the game. Upcoming DLC that will conclude this thrilling saga. The fate of humankind is at stake. It's time to bring an end to the root once and for all. This is the world reveal of Remnant from the Ashes, Subject 2923, available August 20th.
I don't think I've
on
ever
PC,
heard this.
Xbox One, and PS4.
They say hope is what makes us human. Hope also let us think we'd won. But the root have another gate somewhere. Another hole we have to plug in our sinking civilization. Maybe the root's not the only thing we need to worry about.
A horror-based third-person shooter with fantasy elements? No, maybe not. That's a weird one. I have to look into that a bit
From
more.
the Ashes content looks fantastic. And you know what else is fantastic? Hearing the opinions of strangers from the internet. Nothing
Yes.
makes my day.
That's
as much as hearing what's inside your
apparently the best thing
So
ever.
please use hashtag PC Gaming Show on whatever your platform of preference may be, and you just might have your comment show up live on the show.
Well, that's why we
Now
go
for our
everywhere.
next title, we have to look at classic remasters.
I go with
Capcom
Persona
has been
4
updating
everywhere.
the original Resident Evil games, and in the same vein, 2K is now updating Mafia.
Oh, Mafia.
The original Mafia
Definitive.
trilogy is getting a full definitive edition remaster, with the original game, the 2002 Mafia, getting a full ground-up remake with 4K support. We got a brand
Hopefully
new
this
trailer
is-
for
this
you.
is
So let's
gameplay.
take a look at Lost Heaven 2 decades later.
Hey, Tommy. Detective Norman.
Not actual gameplay. Great start.
They handed you the Morello case. Right out of the gate.
That's what the paper says, ain't it? And what's it to you?
Case must be getting pretty cold by now.
Or you got something might warm it up?
Yeah, I might have something.
I can't wait for this. I love the original. Oh god, that racing car stage though, that was so, not so much stage, but mission. That was so frustrating back in the day.
What do they call you, son? Thomas. Thomas Angelo, sir.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh no! Oh, wait, never mind. I just saw the Epic logo in the corner and then I just saw Steam as well, so we're okay. We're okay, guys. Yeah, I'm all over
Man,
that.
DevBot, after a beautiful trailer like that,
I can't
I've
wait to
gotta
see
know,
how they
do you have
upgrade
any
it and
contacts in the
update it.
Mafia?
Sean, I have left that life behind me. I'm programmed not to form relationships with organized crime. However, I can call one of the developers of Mafia Definitive Edition.
Well, fantastic. Let's ring him up, DevBot. Joining me to talk about Mafia is the president and CCO of Hangar 13. It is Hayden Blackman. Hayden, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Wait, Hangar 13, aren't they
So
the
for
ones that
people who
developed
haven't
Mafia
played
3?
the original Mafia, which is a 2002 release, talk to us about this game.
Mafia, the Definitive Edition, is a complete ground-up remake of Mafia from 2002, which is a seminal game that really launched the Mafia franchise. And in Mafia, you take on the role of Tommy Angelo, who is a cab driver that falls in with the mob during the 1930s, actually during the height of Prohibition, in a city called Lost Heaven, which is loosely based on Chicago. And as a member of the Salieri crime family,
I wonder if
he
they're
really
going
gets
to be able
embroiled in a
to,
war with the Morello crime
or if they're
family,
going to
and we
keep
kind of
the
explore
speed
that
limit
story,
in the
Tommy's
game.
evolution from cab driver to
Or how they're going to change it.
respected member of the mafia.
I feel like in the last 10 years we've seen HD editions, remasters that are more graphical updates, but my understanding is that this is far more than just a new coat of paint on a game from 2002. Talk to me about what
Yeah,
a
it's-
remake means.
It's a full
Everything
remake.
was rebuilt.
It's going to
So
be gorgeous.
Every asset, Every cinematic was reshot, and all the gameplay was completely redone. Now, we've kept all the same big beats from the original game. The story is the same for the most part. All the big plot points are there. All the missions are there and represented. But again, everything was completely rebuilt from the ground up in order to kind of meet the expectations of today's gamers and take advantage of today's technology.
The location in pretty much every open world game is a central character. In 2002, we have seen a ton of gameplay changes between then and now, 2020. Can you talk a little bit about some of the ways you've updated the open world setting?
The speed limit is what I really want to hear about.
So we do that a number of different ways. You know, one, we looked at how populated can we make it, and we took some of the kind of world interactions and some of the things that we did with, crowds and non-player characters and other kind of city life from Mafia 3 and put them into Mafia the Definitive Edition. But we also looked at, are there ways for us to kind of redesign the city so it's more fun to drive around? Do we need to widen the streets? Do we need to make sure that there's not as many 90-degree turns so that you can kind of coast around corners? And as we capture the feel of the vehicles, are there things that we want to do to make sure that the roads have grip or they're slick in the rain? And so that, I think, brought a lot of life to it as well, because most of the way that you engage with the city is through driving.
I mean, speaking of rebuilding things from the ground up, I gotta ask you about the cinematics. I mean, they look gorgeous.
I was hoping we went for the other one.
And I mean, what was the process of rebuilding all of those cinematics?
For us, it was really, how do we recreate these? Again, taking advantage of some of the cutting edge stuff that we've been doing at Hangar 13. So, we have, really great facial scanning and likeness capture technology, a state-of-the-art mocap facility. So we really wanted to take advantage of that for, the Definitive Edition. So we did go in and we rewrote all the cinematics. Again, to add some of that language and add some of that character development and maybe some of that clarity that we were going for without losing the essence of each moment.
Well, now it's time for my favorite question.
Yeah.
When can we
It's
play
August, isn't
Mafia
it? End of
Definitive
August.
Edition, and where can people go right now to learn more?
Sure. So we are looking at an August 28th launch date.
There it is.
And we still, have a ways to go, and we're working on that kind of final polish push right now, but I'm really confident, really bullish in that date right now. If you want more information, you can go to mafiagame.com.
After seeing the trailer, I personally am hyped, Hayden. Thank you so much for joining us at this year's PC
It's funny
Gaming
because
Show. Once again,
it's coming out at the end of August, and until we started June, it felt so far away. Now it's really just 2 months away.
Sean,
Two and a
next
bit.
up, it's one of those games that looks so pretty, we just had to show it to you. Ever wondered
cute
what
again?
Slay the Spire might be like with Tim Burton at the helm? Well, Road Lords could be the answer. It's being jointly developed by Cyanide and Leica Studio and sees you building a team from storybook psychos like Dracula, Bloody Mary, and Baron Samedi. Makes all the more sense when you realise you're being employed by the devil himself, a job that has my name written all over it. The game is out
Told
this
you.
October, and we've
That's
got
Frankie
a
for
brand
you.
new gameplay trailer.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this exclusive gameplay reveal of our new title, Rogue Lords. Development is moving forward, and we are very excited
See,
to share.
they
some
talked
new
about all that
gameplay
stuff and used all those comparisons, and then a game looks like
Rogue
this.
Lords is a rogue-like game where you play as the devil. You have to build your team with legends of evil and lead them in runs through multiple events and fights. After a terrible defeat years ago, you're finally coming back with your most faithful disciples to wreak havoc and terror in a world unbalanced after your long absence. The combat is turn-based and strategic. You will need to build your set of skills through your run to be prepared for any threat, analyze your enemy's next attacks, and create combos to secure victory. Every skill costs action points. You should think how to make the best of them each turn. When one of your disciples becomes vulnerable, your own health bar is exposed, which is persistent during the entire run. If your health is reduced to 0, your
Game
run is
over.
finished. In
So
Rogue Lords, you are the devil, so you don't have to play by the same rules as mortals. When the situation becomes tricky,
Not so much
you can use souls to play
permadeath.
with the interface and change an enemy health bar, for example. This is an expensive trick to use, but very powerful and useful in the most difficult fights. Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for more info coming soon.
I will say though, that
Next
whole
time.
using the souls to play with the UI and mess around to get an advantage. That was pretty cool.
Worlds and permadeath. Our next game, Unexplored 2, puts an interesting twist on these ideas. What if your character's demise changed the game world itself, altering it for all of your future playthroughs? From developer Ludomotion and publisher Big Sugar, this is Unexplored 2, The Wayfarer's Legacy.
One call
So it's
upon to
zombie
be the
you.
next wayfarer. Will you answer? When tasked to take your place in a long line of heroes, will you waver?
Actually, I need to check something.
When challenged to forge your legacy out of strife, hardship, and magic, will you be victorious? This
I think they showed this before last year.
It is your burden. From beyond the gate into the First Valley, there is no return. Will you be ready?
The latest update for Dauntless is the most ambitious chapter yet for this online free-to-play RPG. In Call of the Void, players unravel a mystery surrounding an ancient civilization, culminating in a showdown with a new otherworldly behemoth. And as a nice little bonus, if you go to playdauntless.com right now and use the code PCGamingShow2020, you can get some free in-game rewards. Nice. Let's take a closer look at this update that's available now in Dauntless. This is Call of the Void.
Dauntless. I don't... Isn't that the Overwatch ripoff? No, maybe not. Oh no, that's Paladins, I think. Yeah, this looks like a kind of maybe a wannabe Monster Hunter. Or at least a co-op hack and slash.
There's still more games to come on the PC Gaming Show.
More games.
Here's what's around the corner.
Still about
look at Blightbound,
37
the
minutes
new
left.
Action RPG from Devolver. A special collection of exciting independent games coming to PC. Back to you, Frankie.
That Devolver game
Games
looked
about being
like
in nature, which
Castle
is why Among
Crashers.
Trees caught my eye. In this first-person survival sandbox, you get to explore a colourful, breathing world that's full to the brim with life. Just don't go wandering around like Snow White. Wild, deadly beasts share this painted world with you, and you'll want to move carefully to avoid their bitey bits. Produced by a 3-person team out of Sweden, this project demonstrates the creative power of independent creators on PC.
And when she mentioned painted world and all as well, I was very curious about that. Especially after seeing that game, Gris, a little while back. Because this type of art style can go horribly wrong, the painted one, but it can also go amazingly right. And I'm typically not a fan of it, but this one does look better than most of them. I guess the big one that everyone knows as a comparison is Sea of Thieves. Oh no, available on Epic. Womp womp.
Now, if you're like me, you've drunk your fair share of potions in video games over the years.
Oh, I'm glad you said in video
Probably
games.
never stopped to consider the business side of these magical elixirs. In Potionomics, you're a witch who must save her potion shop from the clutches of greedy loan sharks, bartering and haggling with a slew of demanding customers. Let's take a closer look at this unique fantasy concept.
It says fantasy, but when she was, or unique, she said. But when I was listening to her, it reminded me of a really, really old, like 90s, maybe early 2000s cheap PC game called Happy Hour, where you're a bartender. In order to save your bar, you have to, well, serve everyone, mix their drinks and all properly, and quickly, you know. Okay, this is clearly more advanced, but... Inner peace. Wait, at the start it showed her making the potions, and that seemed to be the important part of it. Oh no, coming to Windows PC. It's made by Marvelous, who
spend a
were
lot of time in
just
video games fixated on finding the best, the most powerful gear. But
invested
in our next
significantly
game,
by
Mortal Shell,
Epic.
Things are a little different. You aren't scouring a dungeon looking for a +1 sword. You're exploring a shattered world for the remains of defeated warriors that you then possess like a ghost. These are the Mortal Shells, and they're much more than mere pieces of armor and stats. Each one has a complicated backstory, a playstyle, and an identity that might give you mixed feelings about the body you're occupying. Coming later this year exclusively to the Epic Games Store on PC, let's take a look at this gorgeous and brutal action game, Mortal Shell.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this. Pretty much like what he said, that every weapon you do or use is a previous person or something like that.
A million eyes peering across time and space, yearning for a glimpse of the unknown. PC gaming show. You seem different.
It's a custom trailer.
The consecrated fires revealed cinders and shadows. But beneath it all, no monsters, no gods, only oblivion.
The obvious comparison is Dark Souls. Unfortunately, that's a genre that will probably never go out of style. Oh, there's an Epic Games Store one for you. A lot of people won't be happy about that.
But wait, there's more. We've gotten the chance to see some of the core gameplay of Mortal Shell, but now it's time to talk about bosses. Bosses are a classic staple of this type of RPG, and in our second piece of Mortal Shell footage, we'll see a boss that isn't just a one-and-done threat. Instead, it's a constant.
They were talking RPG and bosses.
The pattern is a mysterious figure who stalks
I was
the
hoping
player
it was a
throughout
bit more than Mortal
As
Shell.
you grow in skill and master new weapons, so will he. The clip we're about to watch shows the player's very first duel with the elusive adversary. Let's take a look.
So what's his name? Hattern. Hatern. Okay, I'm not a Dark Souls fan, but this is clearly the inspiration for it. This one does look a lot more advanced, though, I will say that. But it does make sense. The last Dark Souls game was, what, 4 years ago? So I'm sure the developers took a lot of criticisms and feedback that was levied towards Dark Souls and implemented in this in ways. Okay, so when he hardens and stops, he reflects damage. I'm just waiting as he gets down to like 2% health. It looked like the player character could specifically slow down and stop time mid-stroke. But yeah, I'm waiting to get down to like 2% and then something crazy happens, or he gets screwed. Here we go. Oh, I was thinking maybe they'll trade. So that's going to be his recurring theme throughout the entire thing.
Typically on the PC gaming show, we don't spend too much time talking about the Nintendo 64. But the beauty of PC gaming is that one way or another,
Nintendo 64.
all games find their way to us and are often better off for it.
Is this Mario?
After giving Blade Runner and Turok the remaster treatment, Night Dive Studios
Blade Runner
is now modernizing Shadow Man, a 1999
wow.
cult classic. They're adding in support for 4K and widescreen plus a whole suite of cut content from this dark action classic. Let's take a closer look.
This is going to be old school. I haven't seen Shadow Man in so long, and not in a good way really, but I was playing a game recently that was made by Night Dive Studios. I can't remember what it was though. Part of me wants to say that I hope this is the original, but then I remember just how poorly N64 3D games have held up. Many of them, at least. When he mentioned the N64, I was hoping the Super Mario 64 port was going to be mentioned in some way, shape, or form. I do still have that installed, of course, but maybe Nintendo can do this, fix it. Oh, damn! Did I drop it? I did. Shadow Man remastered. I mean, I guess they'll remaster anything at this point, won't they?
I am on a first-name basis with our next guest, as he has been here at the PC Gaming Show 6 years running. From Tripwire Interactive, the president himself, it's John Gibson. Thanks so much for joining us, John.
Sean, it's my pleasure. I'm so excited to be back with you again to talk about so much cool stuff.
Is he wearing the Halo 5 Astros?
Yeah, you guys have been doing a lot of stuff, and I just want to kick off by asking,
I am not
talking about
using
Killing Floor 2.
So Killing Floor 2 just released the Perilous Plunder Summer Update. It's got 4 new weapons: Blunderbuss, Glock 18, Kaboom Stick, Tesla Launcher, new official map called Desolation, Space Pirate themed outfits. We're running a seasonal event with rewards until July 7th, and right now it's free on Steam for a week, so you can go play.
Is that a Big
I
Daddy?
also have to ask about the follow-up to a game that was announced at the PC Gaming Show, Chivalry 2. Talk to me about Chivalry 2.
So we're working with Torn Banner Studios. We're publishing, Torn Banner's developing, and Chivalry 2 is coming along great. It's so fun, and we're excited to announce some big news: cross-play between the PC and the consoles, so you can hack and slash your console friends in Chivalry 2.
And last, a game that has been so popular on Twitch.
Everyone
Talk
wants
to
to do
me
that.
about Maneater.
Yeah. So
Frankie's
we're
favorite
so
game.
excited to get Maneater out the door. You know, we've shown it to you guys originally in 2018. We had all that fun with
There it is, see?
Frankie in the shark suit, which I'm kind of missing.
That's what I'm talking
The game is
about.
doing great. People are loving it. So much fan love, so many fan videos. We're just really happy to have it out there and people eating lots of humans.
It's such a funny game too. You know, you've talked a little bit about what games, what has been announced from Tripwire Interactive. What's coming up next for Tripwire?
So I wish we could come forward and announce an all-new game, and that would be great, but I can give you a few hints. So Chivalry 2, you know, is in process. It's going to be coming
More
out in the
patches and
not-too-distant
updates.
future, hopefully. Maneater, we're taking the community feedback and we're looking at things that we can add to the game. So you haven't seen the last of Maneater. And Killing Floor 2, you know, the game came out in 2015. So we're really thinking about what's next for the Killing Floor franchise. So stay tuned.
Well, if
I had
history is
someone
any indicator, John, I'm sure I'll see
that
you at next
absolutely
year's
loved
PC
Killing
Gaming
Floor
Show
2.
with
It was
those
one of his
very
main
updates. Thanks
games
so
to
much
play.
for joining us.
And he tried to get me to play it for so
Now, at this
long,
year's
but I
PC
never
Gaming
did.
Show, we've already taken a look at some Epic Game Store exclusives.
Ooh.
Mortal Shell in particular looks very promising. But for a sense of what else there is, let's take a look at this.
Oh no, they're giving an ad to the Epic Game Store. How much did this cost you, Tim? Wait, that had Assassin's Creed. I would assume Assassin's Creed is also launching on Uplay. It's not really an exclusive, I guess, but I can't wait for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I will have to sail the high seas for that one. I was interested in Twin Mirror until they announced a few months ago that it was going to be Epic exclusive. I'll pick it up when it's the complete edition on Steam a year later. Oh, I've never heard of Iron Harvest, but that looked very XCOM-y. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm pretty sure that would be on Uplay as well. I know a lot of their new stuff, like The Division 2 and stuff like that, was skipping Steam, but it was still on Uplay. I mean, it's funny. The Division 2 hit all pretty much record sales because
Blightbound is a 3-player
no one
dungeon
wanted to
crawler
buy it on
where
the
you and
Epic
your
Game
friends
Store.
explore unique dungeons,
That everyone actually
fighting a
went back and
terrifying
installed
cadre of mystical
Uplay
and
for it.
monstrous enemies, grab valuable loot, and recover fallen heroes to expand your roster of available warriors. Blightbound will battle its way onto Steam Early Access later this year as an ever-expanding game with new maps, new heroes to add to your roster, and
Stick
new loot
around
to
after the
retrieve for free
credits to
updates.
see a new Gloomwood trailer.
Behold, Blightbound, a cooperative dungeon crawler that tasks 3 heroes to venture down from their mountain refuge to face the abominations of the Blight, a mysterious and corrupting fog that enshrouds the land. Each player will choose a hero from one of 3 classes: warrior,
Forge Titan's might!
assassin,
Let me at him.
or mage.
My greatest power awaits.
Battle a terrifying horde of monstrous enemies and colossal bosses. Each class of hero fulfills a specific role on the team to overcome mounting odds, solve clever puzzles, and synchronize their ultimate abilities to unleash massive damage.
Yeah, it reminds me of
Through 3 distinct lands,
Castle
each
Crashers.
with several dungeons to conquer, including the eerie Gravemine, the oppressive Underhold, and the precarious Blood Ridge. Steel your nerves and prepare once again to enter the Blight, warrior.
We are
light bow.
Early access on Steam
Are
2020.
viewers at home still thinking about that computer?
Oh yes.
I know I am. Swoon. Oh, sorry. And now more from the PC Gaming Show.
One thing we cherish about PC gaming is its openness. The PC is a platform where anyone can build stuff, tinker, and express themselves. And that spirit invites creators, streamers, developers, stores, and all kinds of different voices to contribute to PC gaming's vibrancy. We've already featured a lot of exciting independent games here today, but in rapid fire succession, here are 8 more indie projects that we're excited about. Shadows of Doubt is a detective stealth game set in a fully simulated sci-fi noir city.
Sci-fi noir. I already like those words. Oh my god. It's Minecraft. But Minecraft noir. Now it just needs RTX.
In the Forgotten City, you fall into an ancient Roman utopia, only to find it full of people, mysteries, and difficult moral choices. Explore an
Wait,
open world.
did she say Roman?
Each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun.
Oh, no, she's talking about this one, not the previous one. Never mind.
Somebody is about to end our lives. Your job is to figure out who and stop them.
It's Oblivion.
You already know what will happen if you fail.
Find your own truth in Paradise Killer, a first-person open-world murder mystery. Play as investigation freak Lady Love Dies as they explore the world, uncover the facts, and breathe life back into paradise.
This is going to be a back-to-back-to-back-to-back deal.
There's been a murder. Last night, Paradise was killed. I'm investigation freak Lady Love Dies, reporting for duty.
Well, hello there,
It's my job to scour the streets of
Lady
Paradise
Love Die.
and hunt for
How you
evidence.
doing?
Any one of these psychopaths could have done it. Breathing life back into Paradise won't be easy. When love dies,
Ooh.
all that remains are the facts. Paradise Killer, coming soon.
Haven is an RPG about the journey of 2 lovers escaped to a lost planet to stay together.
That last one was a bit strange, but this one could have potential. Especially as a co-op game. Oh my god, it's Super Mario Sunshine. You have to clean up the mess on the ground.
At worst, I kill them.
Whoa, you.
Oh, come on. Dodge this one. Got it. You rock. You like that?
That's gotta hurt.
So it's a turn-based RPG battler mixed with Super Mario Sunshine. Color me intrigued.
Cartel Tycoon is a narrative-driven drug empire simulator where you rule as a succession of fictional drug lords in a world where death and violence are inevitable.
Drug Lord Simulator. Gotcha. Isn't there a drug dealer simulator? Although this one looks more RTS based. Or something along those lines. I guess it does make sense. It is a tycoon based game. Like Roller Coaster Tycoon and whatnot. But with massive amounts of drugs.
Trash Sailors is a survival co-op adventure game set in a dangerous, ruined world full of junk where you and friends must survive the Great Flood.
That's an interesting art style. I like it though, it's the kind of like cardboard pop-up look.
Chris Tales is an indie love letter to classic RPGs that lets you experience past, present, and future simultaneously.
Oh, this is the one with the 3 different cuts of time on the left, middle, and right of the screen. Digging the music though. I think they had some famed composer for this actually. I remember that. I want to say I remember that being part of the draw. A demo on Steam. Ah! It's like the first game on Stadia. That's brilliant. The first of all of these games that show the Stadia logo.
Fantasy world created in collaboration with RPG veteran Chris Avallone, Atlus offers fast-paced action with a deep narrative, bringing ARPG dynamics to a new level with a skill-based gameplay inspired by great classics and modern masterpieces.
It looks almost well, this combat part of it at least anyway. It looks very Baldur's Gate. I'm surprised they haven't showed off some Baldur's Gate actually. A new trailer for it just went live earlier, right before this. I'm surprised they didn't save it for
Weird West
this.
is a curious project from the co-creators of 2 of our favorite games, Dishonored and Prey. Despite its top-down perspective, Weird West carries forth much of the same spirit of those first-person games laid out in a dark reimagining of the Wild West, filled with fantastical creatures. From Wolfeye Studios and Devolver, let's take a look.
Oh, I thought they were going to say Arcane Studios. But he said, Dishonored.
The West, the land
And
of
Prey.
opportunity. A place where you can be a hero, a scoundrel, and anything in between. This ain't quite the Wild West as you know it. There are ancient powers at war with each other. Strange entities lurking in the dead of night with their own rules and their own peculiar motives. Welcome to the Weird West.
Oh, co-create. Okay, so it's the people involved rather than the studio. Okay, that makes more sense. They all have one hand and like a ghost arm or something.
Coming out here could be the best thing that ever happened to you. If you can survive, that is.
Joining me to talk about Weird West is the president and creative director at Wolfeye Studios. It's Raf Colantonio. How's it going, Raf?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
He didn't even go with Raffia. He didn't give him his full name.
Talk about this game, and I want to start with something very straightforward. What is Weird West?
Weird West is an action RPG that is set in an environment that is called the Weird West. And it's very much of the kind of games that I've been working on in the past, except that the perspective is more like a isometric, top-down kind of view.
Yeah, I mean, we've referenced Prey and Dishonored, and we normally think of the immersive sim as first-person games like that.
Only because of the
What happens when you try to
co-creators.
translate that to that top-down isometric perspective?
There's not much different in the spirit. You will really find yourself at home. It's just that it's a different perspective. So instead of seeing through the eyes of the player, of the character, you have a chance to run a party of people. So you have followers, and you have more kind of like a strategy kind of view. But the exploration and everything is, is still the same kind of spirit, but with a different perspective.
And in particular for people that maybe
Is it a twin-stick shooter,
Sims,
basically?
The whole notion of creative problem solving is a big aspect. Multiple ways to get past
At
the
least
same
that little bit
obstacle.
sound like
Give
it.
you some examples of that in Weird West.
We like games where we set up an environment for you, a context. There's a world, there are characters, there are objects, and all of those objects have got consistent rules. And then there's an objective, which is, for example, go inside this house and frame a character by putting a letter that he did not actually truly write, but you put it there so that the sheriff can find it, right? You could do it in a very stealthy way, which would be what you would imagine people would do. So probably use a power and put people to sleep and then get inside.
You've talked about the different things that you can do as a player in the game, but who are you? What can the player do to shape who the character is over the course of the game?
Right, so this is a very good question and also a very dangerous one for me.
It's the riskiest question yet, man.
To make it simple, you are going to play 5 different characters. Once the main quest is over with the first character, you go to the next one. Now, the first one is still in the world, so you can go back and recruit him or her in your party.
What does death mean for you and for your companions in Weird West?
It's a risk that we're taking. We're gonna have different modes.
So what
There's
if
the super hard mode where
if one character dies, he can't finish the story?
Is the game sort of designed to be like playing in one forward timeline? If someone dies, you're not supposed to reload. You're just supposed to continue to play within the same world?
Yeah, you continue to play with the same world, but now the sad thing is that that doesn't apply to your followers. Yeah, the characters that are with you, but maybe they'll come back at you someday under the form of an undead, or you don't know what's gonna happen. You can revive your followers if you're there and if you have the right tools with you, but if you don't and they die, that's it. You know, your followers are now in a little graveyard somewhere.
You make it sound cute. A precious little graveyard. Well, they will maybe come back as the undead. Yeah. Now, Raph,
they'll come back and stop you.
People get their hands on Weird West.
So the game ships in 2021, but some of you are gonna have a chance to play a demo actually pretty soon in the incoming months. You can follow Wolfeye Studios on Twitter and as well as Devolver Digital on Twitter as well for more information about that.
Well, wonderful, Raph. Thank you so much for coming out. Once again, that is Devolver Digital, Wolfeye Studios on Twitter for that upcoming demo. For our next game, believe it or not, yet again, we're gonna go to Frankie.
More Frankie. It's always promising.
Sean, I don't know about you, but there are times I wish for a simpler life.
You know what?
A life spent as a farmer in a humble JRPG village, where all I have to worry about is which vegetables to plant, what to name my chickens, and which of the dozen townsfolk I should propose marriage to. Our next game is a return to that simpler life.
Stardew Valley?
From XC Games, this is Story of Seasons.
Oh, Story of Seasons.
Mineral Town.
That makes sense. Okay, now we know exactly what this is. By the way, Frankie.
Shorty, you the best. You the best.
I guess it makes sense with the whole PC thing, considering who just put the proper investment into Marvelous. This is basically Harvest Moon. In fact, it is Harvest Moon basically, because of the developer and the licensing problems and contracting and all as well. I'd be curious to check it out. I kind of skipped it on the 3DS. I was big into Harvest Moon on the Game Boy and Game Boy Color and whatnot. A little bit of GameCube, a little bit of Wii, stuff like that, but... Oh, July 14th.
Marvelous.
Yeah, Tencent had a big
happy
thing
that
into,
you've been
big
sending
investment
in
into
your
Marvelous.
reactions, your memes, your takes of various temperatures throughout the show through the wonderful magic of motion graphics. You can even read them before your very eyes right now. I'm delighted
rather
with
not.
so many of them.
That's why I go to Twitter.
Furious said a few, but I'm confused by none because you're just making a lot of sense today. We're in the home stretch of the show, so please continue to let us know which PC games you're excited about by using hashtag #PCGamingShow. Now, when it comes to genres, there are few as ambitious on PC as the MMO. It requires a vast amount of resources to create a
this must be
rich,
the
living,
Amazon
breathing
one.
world to entertain hundreds of thousands of players for years, and I know this because I watched Season 1 of Mythic Quest. Due on closed beta on July 23rd, Amazon Games' New World aims to deliver that vast open world with pitched battles of 100 players. I'm excited to announce today that if you pre-order New World right now, you can get into that July 23rd beta a full month before the full release on August 25th. This is New World.
Yeah, I think this is Amazon's one, the New World one. When I say Amazon's one, Amazon, the company that you buy everything from, develop it. If it is the game I'm thinking of. Part of me wants to say that they're going to give a subscription to everyone with Amazon Prime in order to entice, what, dozens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of people to play it. The big problem with trailers like this, though, for MMOs, is they tell you basically nothing. They don't tell you any of the systems, the gameplay, any of this stuff. That's pretty ominous. Yeah, there it is at the bottom. You can see the logo, Amazon Games. Oh, pre-order now. Maybe not. Maybe you have to buy it.
Here on the PC Gaming Show, we're big fans of Life is Strange, the award-winning adventure series from developer Don't Nod.
Oh, this would be Twin
Having
Mirror.
undergone some big changes since its first reveal in 2018, Twin Mirror, the studio's next game, is a psychological thriller that follows investigative journalist Sam, who returns to his hometown in West Virginia. Available to wishlist now on the Epic Games Store. Let's watch.
So I'm gonna keep up with this one. I won't be getting it on Epic, but it does look good. So at least I'll know if I want the complete version on Steam.
Until that day. You're the one in the driver's seat, Sam. I can't make you do anything. Coming back to Basswood was your idea. Just try and make sure you don't do anything stupid. I know you think that the only thing waiting for you down there is hurt. You might be right. The good news, though, at least you don't have to do it alone.
Oh, Shibuya Productions
you may have
are
seen
involved
Metal
in it. I didn't
Hellsinger
realize that.
announced earlier this week, and today we get the opportunity to take a closer look at this unique game that the studio bills as a rhythm FPS. Published by Funcom, you have to battle through 8 hells, blasting demons to a heavy metal soundtrack. And to talk about one of the most epic encounters in the game is the creative director
Brutal
of The
Legend?
Outsiders, David Goldfarb. Take it away, David.
Thanks. And let me say it's a pleasure to be here. And I think right now everybody needs some games to give us a break from the reality that we're currently inhabiting. So that's why we're here now. So what you're about to see here is an exclusive peek of some pre-alpha gameplay of our upcoming game, Metal Hellsinger. I hope you like it.
Wait, so what was up with that a minute ago? There was the guy on the left. I mean, it does feel a little bit like the music is part of the beat for the shock. Not the music is part of the beat. The sound effects from the shotgun. It's like if you shoot it when the icons are in the reticule, in the right place, it gives you maybe a bonus or plays in with the music. I wonder if the main character is voiced by Jack Black. I missed all. I saw Trivium and a bunch of others there. I didn't get a chance to read.
Hello everybody, Felicia Day here, and I play the Magician in the Dungeons of Nahelbeck, the Amulet of Chaos. The Amulet of Chaos is a fun and silly tactical RPG that's coming
There's
to
a name
PC
I haven't seen in
later
a
this
long
summer.
time.
It features a group of adventurers searching a dungeon for treasure. Each one of the characters has their own skill sets, or lack thereof, fighting styles, and
I used to be crazy about her
each one
years
is
ago.
kind of a failure, but together they're too dumb to fail. The game doesn't take itself too seriously. It has lots of in-jokes for tabletop games, and for some reason it features a lot of chickens. Anyway, here is an exclusive preview of the Amulet of Chaos.
You again? I'd expected your asses to be turned
Is
into
it-
lampshades by now. You roach! I'm pissed. Ha! Pleased to meet you, pissed. I'm Revax.
What a burn!
Smash your rotten brains out of your skull.
How about we try diplomacy?
I'm not sure how the combat's about to go. Is it going to be like Baldur's Gate style, or no? Okay, it's turn-based movement and tactical RPG style. It could go well. Tactical RPGs are great games.
Who says you need water to go sailing? Our next game, Red Sails, puts you on a boat in the middle of a sea of desert. In this intriguing narrative adventure, you rescue stranded people while looking for the rest of your clan. Let's take a look at Red Sails.
I'm pretty sure you need... Well, I was going to say I'm pretty sure you need water to... But I guess you could kind of sail on sand. It's a pretty funky place to navigate through. Wow, and here's like remnants of a giant skeleton or something.
So, DevBot, do you have any access to some medical programs in case I, bump my foot against some of these cold, unforgiving walls?
Query received, Sean. In order to familiarize you with basic life-saving procedures, I have established contact with game developer Bossa Studios, the creators of Surgeon Simulator 2.
Well, I wasn't really planning on doing any surgery. I feel like if I was injured, you'd be the one doing the surgery.
My analysis shows that Surgeon Simulator 2 contains all of the vital instructions for repairing fragile human bodies. 1 hour of Surgeon Simulator 2 is equivalent to 1 year of human medical school.
That's not true, but I appreciate your enthusiasm and thirst for knowledge, DevBot. And I'm certainly interested in this game. So let's take a look at Surgeon Simulator 2.
I didn't even... Well, I guess I should say I didn't know there was a second one, but I guess this is why I didn't know. Part of me was always kind of tempted to try play one of the Surgeon Simulator, not so much Surgeon Sim, but one of the simulator games like this. Seems like it would be a really weird co-op game. And why does everyone walk like weird with their hand out? It is a bit strange. I was expecting to put like 4 legs on him instead. So it's Surgeon Simulator meets Portal. This game actually looks insane in the weirdest of ways. Never mind, Epic Games.
Joining us to talk about Surgeon Simulator 2, we got Mark Pick on the line. Mark, thanks so much for joining us.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So, for anyone who has not experienced the hilarity of Surgeon Simulator 1,
That would
can
be
you
me.
just give us the gist and tell us, what is Surgeon Simulator 2 all about?
We've kind of taken the tone and the heart of the original, which is that chaotic physics gameplay, and we've really kind of blown it out to brand new epic proportions. So in the original game, you're just one arm kind of moving around on one table. In the new game, you're actually a fully limbed surgeon moving around for the first time in the series on 2 feet. In the original game as well, yeah, right.
Moving around for the
What
first
an
time on 2
innovative feature in
feet. Sounds like me.
2020. In the original game as well, you were limited to just surgery, whereas in Surgeon Simulator 2, there's a whole plethora of brand new mechanics, challenges, and gameplay elements to explore. You're not just looking over one patient's chest cavity anymore, but you're actually exploring a fully fledged medical facility.
Can you maybe tease a little bit of some
Vince
of the
McMahon,
other, perhaps,
medical facility.
operations that I get to perform in Surgeon Simulator 2?
Yeah, so there is 12 operations in the game, and you will have seen a few of those in the trailer just now. Think of that facility as like a little bit like the original Surgeon Simulator, with a bit of kind of a mad scientist lab thrown in there, through this kind of lens of like a Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory vibe. Like, you're never really sure what's going to be around the next corner and what new twist or what dark machinery you're going to come across next. So players are going to come across everything from like surgical vending machines, over-engineered operating theatres, automatic patient dispensers, my personal favourite, which is actually an improvised cannon, where you can actually fire limbs or organs and things across to your fellow surgeons on the other side of the room to keep operating on Bob.
It's like
Now, Mark,
Overcooked
I
2.
understand that there is a creation tool in Surgeon Simulator 2. What does that entail?
Yeah, that's right. So in keeping with the variety and the surprise that we talked about before, in Surgeon Simulator 2, we're proud to announce that we are bringing the Bossa Labs creation mode to the game. Now, in creation mode, you as a solo player or in a group of up to 4 players can get stuck into the very same tools that we as designers and developers use to build our very own story mode. It's an easy to use, intuitive, friendly set of tools where it's as much fun to create as it is to play.
So I want to ask, what are some of the examples of the types of levels, the types of creations that people have made?
That's a great question. So we've been live.
Oh, this one gets special treatment. Just put in the front.
Content made by players so far has been really, really incredible to see. So there's been everything in there from traditional takes on surgery, like the end of the original game. We've also got ghost ships in there. We've got bowling alleys. We've even got a take on the Surgeon Olympics, where people are bouncing around Bob's head and using that as a ball. And then we've got my personal favourite, which is the kind of the take on the bottle flip challenge. So I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Oh, yeah.
Where you can
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
flip
So wait a
bottle
minute, is the
with hand
game
and
out,
kind of-
or-
It's not the easiest thing to do with the Surgeon Simulator, and you just kind of step back and see the physics chaos play out, and it's a lot of fun. It's very satisfying to see play out.
Mark, I had a blast playing Surgeon Simulator 1. When can people play Surgeon Simulator 2, and how do they get access to this creation workshop you've mentioned?
Surgeon Simulator 2 is
Keep
coming to the
operating and
Epic
nobody
Game
explodes.
Store in August 2020, and you can pre-order that right now. You can also go to surgeonsimulator.com for more information and follow us at SurgeonSim on Twitter to learn more.
Mark, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
That's Mark Pick. I'm Sean Plott. Let's go
To Frankie Ward. Yeah.
Sean, you'll remember our next developer from
Shouty,
their appearance
you're the
in the
best.
PC Gaming Show way back in 2015. Hello Games are a small UK
Oh
indie
no,
studio
boo,
that's
Hello
dedicated to
Games.
building the infinite, procedurally generated universe of No Man's Sky.
Get out of here, No Man's
But their
Sky.
next
One
big
man's
release
lie.
is an altogether more intimate, handcrafted affair. The Last Campfire is an adventure game, a story of a lost ember trapped in a puzzling place, searching for meaning and a way home. Let's check it out.
How are they going to be a massive, crazy lie this time? I hold grudges for a long time.
Could it be the stars' reflection? Tiny sparks in one great velvet sky. Perfect in our imperfection. As satellites go by.
No surprise, Epic Games.
Escape from Tarkov
Very
has become one of the
Hello
breakout
Games.
successes of 2020, becoming a smash hit on Twitch as players fell in love with its extra gritty take on first-person shooters. But as anyone who works on the internet will tell you, the people always want more. And more we've got for you today. Because in a moment, I'm going to be speaking to one of the game's developers about what's coming next. And that includes a spicy new map. Hey, DevBot, why don't you show them what we got?
One of my friends absolutely loves this game. He built a PC to play 2 games. Escape from Tarkov and Arma 3. It looks a little bit more cartoony than I expected it to. You see all the screenshots and all, and some of them looked a bit more realistic. Guy's about to get ganked from out of nowhere now. Here it comes.
Surprise, motherfucker.
He's here somewhere, you just know he's hiding. Somewhere. It looks very different from what I expected. Because everything I'd always seen made it look like a small map,
Here with me to talk about
Counter-Strike
what's
style.
coming next is Nikita Buyanov from Battlestate
What a
Games.
name.
Thanks so much for joining us today, Nikita.
Thank you for having me.
I would love if you would kick off by just for anyone who hasn't played or seen Escape for Tarkov, how does a session of Escape from Tarkov work? What makes it different from, say, a class-based shooter or a battle royale?
It's more about like true survival. You need to actually escape from a location through extract points, and you need to actually save your life and save your gear and your loot. And if you die, you will lose everything.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard
compared to the existing maps
about.
It will be the biggest and the most detailed location ever.
Compared to,
With a lot of
say,
explorable buildings,
Team Fortress.
underground.
No, Counter-Strike.
It's like an attempt to simulate the city, the realistic modern city.
So give me a breakdown of what's coming up in this upcoming
Buying your weapons at the start and stuff, and then dying and losing it all.
Is more like a technical patch. It will include the big addition called the expansion of Customs location. Customs is the pretty iconic location for the EFT. It will like enlarge the overall area by 30 or even 40%. The next updates will totally like overhaul the whole skill system, and there will be new boss called Senator. This boss will able to heal his
Bosses and
partners
stuff.
and, like,
I had
certain
assumed it was
so
always
we
just like
always try to
every player
bring
versus
something
player.
new in terms of new bosses. Really big amount of cool features to come this year. We'll try to bring some new experience for you.
Escape from Tarkov has been playable for a long time. For anyone who's listening who hasn't yet played it, where should they go?
They should go to our site, www.escapefromtarkov.com.
Wow, www.
and see for yourself. You could purchase it over there.
So once again, escapefromtarkov.com to check it out. And Nikita, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
For our next titled PC gaming show, it's time to head on over to the inimitable Frankie Ward.
I thought this was only going to be 2 hours long. Here we are at
Over the
2:15.
last decade, developer Red Barrels has given us some of the most messed up horror games ever created.
Red barrels make
The
good
next
games.
game in
Outlast.
the Outlast series offers more
There we go.
mind-numbing terror, but this time with friends. Outlast Trials is set during the Cold War, and in this happy period of distrust, fear, and violence, you and your friends are human guinea pigs, involuntarily recruited to test advanced methods of brainwashing and mind control. Good times. But work together, and maybe you'll survive the Outlast Trials.
So Outlast 1 and 2 were really good. Outlast 1 was fantastic. Outlast 2 was good. There was one or two things that weren't as good as the first one. It was a bit too much in your face compared to the first one. But overall, it was still decent. I hope they actually show something and not just have a kind of a cinematic trailer like this.
Night vision device fully operational, sir.
Excellent. Bring in the other subjects.
So what, they like drilled night vision onto his face? We're going to need to see more about that.
And with that, the 2020
because they did
PC
mention with
Gaming
friends
Show
and stuff.
is now complete. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you got the chance to see some games that excited and delighted you.
And did
Also, as you might imagine,
did
it
say-
is really challenging to put on a show with no nearby gaming conventions. So an enormous thanks to our sponsors for helping to make this show possible. This year, the sponsors are mythical. Perfect World.
There's Epic Games for you, I told you.
Frontier Developments,
Atlus though.
Xseed Games, Atlus, Intel.
Shout out to
All-In
Atlus for
Games,
having
Humble Games,
Persona 4
Sega,
Golden.
Amazon Games, Merge Games, Tripwire Interactive, and the Epic Games Store. Without your support, we would not have had the opportunity to put on a show for the greatest platform, PC gaming.
It's true. The
Now,
greatest
before I
platform,
say
guys.
goodbye, I want to give a
Glorious
warm
PC
thanks and a
gaming
chance
master
for
race.
my co-host to say goodbye. Thanks again, DevBot.
I am glad to have been of service, Sean. I'm going to shut down into sleep mode to conserve power until next year. Frankie, what is your goodbye message?
And remember, there is one extra
Thank you
last
so
trailer
much
at the very
to
end.
all of our devs for your incredible games, and of course a massive thanks to our sponsors for making this all happen. And finally, a big thanks to you guys at home for watching.
And her and her guinea
I'm
pig.
actually off with my little evil sidekick now to take over the world, and I really do look forward to being your evil emperor overlord. Until
Oh my.
next year, thank you so much, and goodbye.
All right, that's it. Coming up next is the Future Games Show over at twitch.tv/gamesradar, where you'll see more exclusive reveals, deep dives on the future of gaming, and developer interviews. With that, I'm Sean Day9Plot, and this has been the PC Gaming Show. Stay healthy, stay safe, and take care.
Okay, so there should be one more trailer after the credits, they said. In memory of Luke Edson. I don't know who that is.
Hello, world. Or rather, goodbye, world.
So
These are
it's
the credits.
going to be after these credits. So
Credits.exe.
we can run
Credits.bat.
credits for a moment while we can talk a little bit about it. So there was some stuff, some interesting new games, some stuff that's coming very soon, some demos and early access stuff that's available right now. But of course, the key MVP, best announcement of show, Persona 4 Golden on Steam. It's amazing.
I contain all of the
What?
world's knowledge. but I'm still not sure what a grip does. Look at how many people it takes to do the work of one dead bot.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, he's commenting on all the credits and stuff.
This, I calculated pi to 49 trillion digits.
But
how about you?
I also said there's a lot of Epic Game Store money being thrown around for all these new upcoming games and all. And well, you know what?
There should really be an achievement for watching this far into the credits. I am assuming direct control of these drones.
Okay,
and
never mind.
announcing it out
I was
loud
about
for
to
some
sneeze.
reason.
Didn't happen. But
Are you sure you want to quit watching?
DevBot, please. I'm trying to talk. Come on.
Editor. So many editors.
So many editors. Oh, wait a minute. Sponsored.
When asking a computer to open up a hot bay door, say please.
There we go. Atlus, that's what we
With
really
all
want.
these sponsors, you'd think I'd have a heck of a lot more RGB.
Where's the RGB, DevBot? Come
I
on.
have to go now.
Well, Corsair's not a sponsor, so.
Seriously, it is time to leave.
Is he going to?
This album is groovy. Error. Updating dictionary. This album slaps.
Slaps. Oh, that's very
Nature of God does
2020.
not compute. However, he would definitely sound like Wayne.
I'm just looking through all these.
Could someone adjust
Don't know
my
any of
audio
this stuff.
server motor? Oh yeah, that's the spot.
Okay.
Take a picture, weirdo. It'll last longer. There will now be a short quiz, so I hope you memorized all those names. And don't forget to thank your computer for showing it to you. The show is over. No, you hang up. Initiating self-destruct sequence. Just kidding. I would never.
Boom. So there should be one more right now. Here it is. So they didn't exactly say what this was, what game it was specifically, just that it was going to be a new extended trailer from New Blood. Oh, it's the one, like, the Thief wannabe ripoff, or Thief, if you will, or the Thief inspired one, not ripoff so much, but. Does look good. I'm a big fan of the old Thief games. Gloomwood. Oh, they did say it was Gloomwood, actually. Whoops, I forgot.
Ah, inside at last, welcome.
And that is probably it for the PC Gaming Show. I would imagine that's it. But anyway, that is, well, if the splash screen ever wants to show up for the end of it, that is the end of the PC Gaming Show. Surprisingly, no hardware reveals or anything like that. No new AM... Oh yeah, there we go. No new AMD graphics card. Let me see, do I have something that I can put here? I do. No, that's the wrong one. Boom. There we go. So that is it for our PC Gaming Show. So, the big important thing here, Persona 4 Golden. I know right after this, as soon as I end it, I will be installing it. And then I will test it out and then not play it for a while, because I want to. I'm already in the midst of a big JRPG at the moment. I want to finish one at a time so I can properly pay attention to it. But anyway, that is it for this. I recommend everyone go and play Persona 4 Golden. Clearly, out of all the current 3 main big shows, with the likes of the Microsoft Inside Xbox 2020, the PlayStation 5 Next Gen Future of Gaming reveal, and the PC Gaming Show, well, clearly the Persona 4 Golden announcement and the PC show in general won completely. Anyway, that's it from your boy here, Q. I'll see everyone next time on whatever it is. I want to thank everyone for joining me, shooting the shit, enjoying the show, both myself and the PC Gaming one. And well, we'll see everyone next time.